Today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be shining a light on one of my favorite voice actors, Tom Kenny.
You just ruined my chances with 5 or 6 potential wives!
Well, I think I've got a few nickels here in my change purse. What are you charging, girl?
He's one of the great legacy voice actors who's been in the business since the animation boom of the 90s. Alongside actors like John DiMaggio, Gray Delisle, Jeff Bennett, Kevin Michael Richardson, D. Bradley Baker, Tara Strong, Clancy Brown, Richard Stephen Horvitz, Mark Hamill, Billy West, Keith David, and Phil Lamar. Someone you've heard in a lot of shows in the past 30 years and maybe not even realized it. Tom, I describe as bringing a lot of energy to his roles. He's done a plethora of characters where he gets to play around with his inflections in a very over-the-top manner. It works well for wacky characters like Mumbo from Teen Titans, the Mayor from the Powerpuff Girls, Ice King from Adventure Time, the disgruntled postman from Dexter's Lab, or his most iconic role, Patchy the Pirate from Spongebob. It's great to see Tom bring that energy on screen. He's even said that the cheer and enthusiasm present in a lot of his characters have had a big influence on how he is in real life. And it shows, as in a lot of interviews, Tom always looks happy to be there and excited to talk about his work. He's typecast as a nerd in a lot of cartoons, like Carl from Johnny Bravo, Wiggly from Billy and Mandy, or Cousin Kyle from Kick Buttowski. Tom has also said that he tends to voice a lot of sweet, kind of stupid yellow characters for some reason, like Dog from CatDog, Heifer from Rocko's Modern Life, or that one guy from the Patrick Star Show. So depending on the role, Tom can pull off being either the smartest or the dumbest guy in the room.
Okay, here's my character. His name is Salami. Get it? Salami!
Trash separation is our bridge to a glorious, more enriching future.
Carl has 6 wives!
What? That's not true!
Tom actually got his start playing Heifer in Rocko's Modern Life, created by Joe Murray. And Murray was so impressed with Tom that he even brought him back on a decade later for his other show, Camp Lazlo, to play both Scoutmaster Olympus and Mr. Slinkman. And then, in a crazy meta moment, in the final episode of Camp Lazlo, they have what is supposed to be Heifer from Rocko's Modern Life show up and accuse Olympus of being an imposter and that he is the real Scoutmaster. It's legally not Heifer since Rocko's Modern Life is owned by Nickelodeon and Camp Lazlo is a Cartoon Network show, but Tom still does the same voice for him.
That's the bad moose who locked me in the closet all summer and stole my job as Scoutmaster. He fooled all of you.
Unlike in live-action media, not every character in a cartoon is able to be portrayed by a different person. Animation can be incredibly expensive, which a lot of times is the trade-off of not being able to hire many voice actors, and so you often see voice actors carrying multiple roles to save money on casting. For instance, Tom plays the Ice King in Adventure Time, who's a major recurring character, but he also plays Magic Man, Flambeau, Orgalorg, everyone of the Penguins, Cousin Chiclay, Starchy, Crunchy, Two Bread Tom, the Flying Lettuce Brothers, Evergreen, Rupert Guy's Boss, Tiny Manticore, Grob, Gob, Globgrod, and many, many other side characters. So when 2 of these characters are in a scene together, it's really just one person doing all the talking, which a lot of people like to poke fun at.
Brian Wilson once said to me, "Wait a minute, so basically you're a paid schizophrenic." And I said, yeah, that's right.
My favorite example of this is in Xiaolin Showdown, where Tom plays Raimundo, Grandmaster Dashi, and Hannibal Bean, among others, and the voices are all distinct.
You two make a break for the door? I'm going to give this sapphire dragon a pain in the neck.
Stand up, kid. You're embarrassing yourself. And me.
Poor Raimundo. Always one step behind, even with his fellow monks.
Without prior knowledge, you'd never know that in the scenes where Raimundo is being coerced to join the dark side by Mr. Bean over here, it was actually the same guy playing both parts. And that's the magic of voice acting. You can raise your voice all the way up high, or somewhere deep down low. Or use different accents to create the illusion of the existence of multiple characters. When I watch cartoons, I like to snipe out recognizable voice actors whenever they appear. And amidst the crowd, Tom's voice is one of the most recognizable and fun to point out. Whether he's Eduardo in Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Sumo from Clarence, Mussolini from Pinocchio. Wait, what?
I like puppets.
He was even Fry's brother Yancey from Futurama and the official voice for Spyro the Dragon, though he was the second voice for him. Though my favorite performances tend to be the ones where Tom's delivery is a bit more subdued, like Guillermo from Victor and Valentino, who always talks in deadpan, or the funky Phantom from that one episode of Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated where all the Scooby-Doo knockoffs crossed over.
I was sick of being a sidekick, resentful even. I'm not a real ghost.
I'm Jonathan Wellington Muttermore, actor, thespian, dramatator.
I have never laughed before. Make my first time special.
Tom can even be quite intimidating at times, like when he played Starscream in Transformers Animated, or the Penguin in The Batman.
Well. Come to help with the dusting, Jeevesy?
Though sometimes when he's cast as a menacing character, it's played as a joke.
I am Gorthon, destroyer of light.
But when played straight, Tom can still play up his act to make genuinely threatening characters. Heck, Starscream wouldn't even be the last time Tom played an evil, silver-tongued robot. He also did it with... now who was it again?
I'll tell you who. Me!
Scaramouche the Merciless!
Scaramouche is definitely my favorite role from Tom Kenny. When I found out it was him, I was stunned. He uses a more guttural voice for him, similar to Chester or the Dirty Bubble, and sounds like one of those talking dolls after the voice box gets a bit old.
Okay, Jackie baby, you just make with the scowl, while I make with the phone and call our crew. Beep, 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 beep.
Instead of being all the way energetic or all the way subdued, Scaramouche likes to balance somewhere in the middle, resulting in a delivery that's equal parts fun-loving and menacing. Especially when he loses his magic flute halfway through the battle, but makes up for it by becoming the Scat Man and using his voice instead. And from just listening to Scaramouche alone, you can tell that Tom is quite good at it. He even does a little bit on Adventure Time, too.
Yeah!
Having been in the business for over 3 decades by this point, Tom has naturally had his hand in a lot of musical stuff over his career, especially for his work on SpongeBob. All jokes aside, the voice of SpongeBob SquarePants is super iconic for being incredibly optimistic and hyperactive, like an adult who's still a kid at heart. Tom describes the SpongeBob voice as being halfway between a child and a man, and was inspired by an angry, high-pitched elf that he encountered once. He also voices SpongeBob's father, which is like if all the child aspects of SpongeBob's voice were taken out.
Come on, SpongeBob. Hurry, hurry, son. Your mother has dinner waiting.
It's been said that Tom brings a lot to each of his roles, and so writers often try to play to his strengths when developing his characters. And when given good lines, Tom does amazing things with them.
Wait! Don't tell me! You want me to run down to the store and buy Mrs. Puff something she doesn't need, then you want me to run back here so you can say, "Arr, SpongeBob, and you're spending all me money." And then I'll say, "But Mr. Krabs, I'm only doing what you said." Then you'll say, "We're not talking about this or this, we're talking about this."
It's hard to deny the legacy and mark that Tom has left on the industry of animation and voice acting. Whether he's playing a bookish nerd, that one really cheery guy at the party, or the opposite, Tom always knows the most fun and passionate way to execute it. I'm just scratching the surface here, but suffice to say, thank you, Tom, for all your hard work.
Hey. What are you doing? Oh, nothing, just a little vocal exercise. Ease everyone, no, have you tried praying? I heard that works. My name is Malcolm and I like sports results. Alright, whatever.
April Fools!
Pirates, P-O-O-R. For pirates, P-O-O-R. For pirates, have it so much worse than you. For pirates, P-O-O-R.
Lesson 1. Eggs. Eggs? Eggs are especially susceptible to transmutation. Wooflesome.
People too.
I shudder to think what my life would be like if I'd hung out with an overstuffed macho monkey like you.